Welcome to TroyPSilva.com. This week's episode is my bat analogy. I've used this for 7, 8, 10 years. The bat analogy will give you, as a coach, as a hitter, information that gives you a broad perspective of what it really takes to be a complete hitter and what it takes to get your mind right and to get your body right mechanically to get it done. So it starts with this. Use this bat as your analogy. So the bat basically has a knob to it, has the grip to it, has the handle to it, has the barrel to it, has the end of the bat to it. So we're gonna start with the knob. So use the knob as your first thing to think about the total hitter, okay? So if you think of this bat as being the total hitter or total hitting, you'll know that the knob starts with the vision, pitch recognition, and pitch selection, basically your vision stuff. The grip will start with stuff like bat speed, power, your reactive quickness, how fast you can react to the ball, that kind of stuff. The handle is basically mechanics, your setup, your stance, that kind of stuff. The barrel has to do with mentality, plan, approach, adjustment making, maybe some timing issues there. And then the end of the bat is stuff like situational hitting, drag bunting, coaches, team philosophy, that kind of stuff. So if you look at it that way, to be a quality hitter, it takes the whole bat to be successful. It takes all that stuff to be successful. Now, here's the key point to this whole video. The problem with hitting these days, and the problem with hitting instruction, is most times this stuff on the whole bat isn't really involved with the total aspect of hitting. What do they spend time with? That's right, the mechanical side of things. They spend time on the mechanical side of things, the handle of the bat, and in essence, it's gonna get you jammed up. So I put the mechanics on the handle for one simple reason. If you focus on mechanics and that's all you do, if you focus on how to swing the bat and that's all you do, if you focus on does my swing look good and that's all you do, if you focus on, hey, is my swing pretty and that's all you do, you're jamming yourself up. You're not totally getting the whole idea of what it takes to be a great hitter. So we got to get out of this mode of jamming ourselves up and focusing on just the mechanics alone, and we got to really focus on the whole bat. If we're not doing that, we're not going to give ourselves an opportunity to be the best hitter we can possibly be. So this goes for players, this goes for teams, this goes for coaches. We got to use the whole bat. You got to throw everything in there. And if you're not throwing everything in there, you're getting jammed. So as far as how to do this, if we go back to the knob portion of it again, the pitch selection, the vision, the pitch recognition, if we're not spending quality time seeing the ball, reacting to the ball, reacting to movements, reacting to spins, recognizing pitches out of the hand, that kind of stuff, you're not going to have a chance to compete. You can have the best swing in the world, but if you don't have the knob, guess what? It doesn't matter how good your swing is. So we got to make sure the vision, the pitch selection, the pitch recognition, all that kind of stuff has to be worked on, not just occasionally. Not just occasionally, you got to work on it all the time. We work on it all the time with our hitters. This is a primary aspect of hitting that most people never get into, and it's such an important piece. If you just do one thing as a hitter, and that's challenge yourself visually and learn to see the ball better and react to the ball better, you're going to be a better hitter. If you go listen to any big leaguer, when they say, hey, I'm feeling good right now, what do they say? I'm seeing the ball well. So this part right here usually never gets worked on, though, because of this. So the next thing is the grip. So the grip has to do with bat speed and power, and the reactive purposes is getting to the ball quick enough. And this is such an important thing, not just to drive the ball with more power, not just to hit the ball farther, not just to be quicker to the ball, but it builds confidence. The handle portion of the hitting, the bat speed portion of the hitting, builds mental confidence to know that you've put in the work with your bat speed and your power, that you know you can catch up to anything at any time off anybody. And that just builds that confident mindset to get in there and compete naturally without having to think about this stuff as well. So we add the knob, the visual stuff, we add the bat speed, then the next one is the mechanics. So I'm not downplaying the importance of mechanics, I never do, but I am saying it's just a piece of the bat. I am saying that it's just a portion of great hitting. The mechanics are important, but it's not everything when it comes to being a great hitter. So we have to work on our mechanics, we have to work on our setup, we have to work on our stance, we have to work on this stuff, but don't spend all day doing it, and don't go back to the dugout after every swing blaming the jam shot, right? You got to make sure you're working on all this stuff, and this is just a small portion of it. So put this together, work on it. We work on it on a daily basis, but don't make it your main focus. Get some new ideas into your hitting. Make it new, make it fun. Don't just focus on this part. The next part is the barrel, and that obviously has to do with mentality, plan, approach, adjustment making. A lot of this barrel stuff, and I put this on the barrel for the reason because you will barrel stuff up if you can get that stuff included into your game. So Each one of these things is equally important, but this barrel stuff with the mentality, the plan, the approach will really take your game to another level. Mentality, maybe you deal with stuff like fear, maybe you deal with stuff like anxiety, worry, maybe you're not very aggressive, maybe you're a defensive hitter. Whatever it is mentally, if you can fix that and improve that, you're going to become a better hitter. The plan and approach phase is basically not doing what the pitcher's trying to do to get you out, having an approach and a plan off of that specific pitcher and that specific at bat and that specific inning to be able to adjust what they're doing. And then that part leads into the adjustment making. If we can't adjust as a hitter, if we can't adjust to what the pitcher's trying to do to get us out, we're not going to be very good. We're going to make excuses, we're going to lose confidence, and we're not going to have the ability that we need to go compete 100% for your team every time. So this portion of it on the barrel is huge. And quite honestly, this doesn't get worked on very often as well. Why? Too much time getting jammed up again. So we need to spend an ample amount of time working on that plan, approach, adjustment making. Your approach as a hitter should be adjustable, and great hitters should be able to do multiple different things with their hitting. You should be well-rounded. You should be able to drive the ball up or pull the ball when you need to, adjust to that low and away fastball that he's painting, adjust to the bad umpire that's behind you calling pitches that you're complaining about. Those are the things that actually increase your ability to think out the game and have a good approach. And then the last thing is the cap, the end cap. I put this on the end because this basically comes down to your coach, your coaching philosophy, what's your main focus as a team, what's your team philosophy, situational hitting, hit and running, drag bunting, that kind of stuff. And that's all individualized. There's no one way to do this side of things, but it is an important aspect, especially when you get older into that upper level high school and college ball, pro ball type stuff. So you got to understand that it's the situational part. I did a video on that last week. Go check it out. And the team stuff is so important. But I've been doing this for a long time. I go out all the time. I see baseball everywhere. You go out to watch pregame BP and they focus on this 100% most of the time. Get them over, move them in, drag bunt, get your bunts down, sack them over, and you don't spend so much time working on the other stuff. So I put that on the end to let you know that this is an important piece, but we got to get everything else done too as well. So hopefully this bat analogy helps you guys out and helps you to understand the broad spectrum of what it really takes to become a quality hitter. We can't focus all of our time in any one of these, really. We can't focus all of our time in the vision. We can't focus all our time on bat speed. We definitely can't focus all our time in mechanics. We can't focus all our time on mentality, plan, and approach, and we can't focus all our time on situational hitting. You gotta use the whole bat to be a successful hitter. So going into this week, going into this year, going into the future, understand that this happens over time. You can't just do it all in one day, but get it all done. Because if you get it all done, you're gonna give yourself more opportunities to be the best hitter and the best team that you can possibly be.